angel and a venture capital company in a second, are not risk takers. They are there simply to safeguard their own money and make a small profit on that. They're not risk takers.
Okay, all right, we'll get to that. What's another type of business plan, and how should that be structured for different financing?
Right. There's two other types, if you like, in terms of getting funding. One is for business angels, and one is for venture capitalists.
All right, let's start with business angels and describe what is a business angel first.
A business angel is normally a wealthy individual who has made his money already through business and would like to continue to dabble in an area of business that he enjoys, but not to come on full time to run it. So it has to be an area of business that he is interested in. That's the first thing. That business angel will not want complete control. He will only want maybe somewhere between 10 to 40% of a business in exchange for the money that he puts in. It's called equity.
Okay.
The business angel himself is someone that will only read, because he's seen perhaps 200 plans a year. A normal business angel, if they're active, looking for investment, will only read through the executive summary to begin with, and hence you have to have a pretty tight and good executive summary, and then a maximum for the whole business plan of something like 20 pages.
Okay. Is the executive summary the very first part of the business plan, the first page?
The very first page of the business plan, probably it would last two pages of that length, and within that you've got to put as much information as you can in a readable way that tells the business angel what the opportunity is, who you are and why you would be successful at running that business, how much profit he's likely to get out of it, and how much you're actually looking for in terms of investment for that opportunity. And it needs to sound attractive, and it needs to have some style about it, so that an ordinary reader actually is interested enough to then scan through the rest of the plan and contact you if he's interested. Answer
this if you can. You talk to these angels all the time, and you've probably got a good idea of the psychology. Is an angel interested in getting into the business because you never really lose the love for business, but he doesn't want the responsibility, or is he looking for just in a way to invest his money which would get a higher return than, say, real estate or some other investment, or is it a combination of both?
Right, that's a very good question. He has to have an interest in it, and he's investing his money because he does want to continue his business interest. If you think about it, he could get quite good rates of return by investing on the stock market with stocks and shares. Mm-hmm. And that would be a very quantifiable risk. He could choose more risky ones if he wanted to, but he would have no direct involvement in it. Now, a business angel is not like that. He wants to have something that he's interested in, but he's not a fool. He's made his money already, and it has to return good rates of interest.
Okay. How many business angels are out there? And since, first of all, let me ask you this. How long have you been doing this, company partners, dealing with business angels? How many years? We've been doing this now. This is our third year that we've gone into it, and we've learned an awful lot over that time. We've probably seen, I guess, 800 business plans a year during that time. Okay. So we've begun to realize, I think, what it is that makes a successful plan and what doesn't. One of the things that has come out straight away is that not every business, for instance, is suitable for a business angel. If you've got a one-off business to perhaps just open a shop, or a store, I guess, in your local town, and you're perfectly happy to live above that store and you just want a good living, well, that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not something that a business angel would necessarily be interested in investing in. Is that because a business angel wants active involvement to grow the business, to grow his investment as well? Not necessarily. He wants something that
certainly will grow more than just providing someone with a lifestyle. And the term that's used a lot in the industry is lifestyle. They will not invest in a lifestyle business where someone is just setting up something that would provide a regular income to them.
Right.
What they want is something a little bit more exciting than that. Perhaps if you were setting up a chain of stores, that would be different. He'd be interested in that because he knows that you are going to want to try and do something with that chain, maybe sell it to a larger chain. He's got to have an exit strategy, and that's another important part of the plan. How are you going to give your investors a way out with their money and some profit in, say, 3 or 5 years' time?
And that's critical having in the business plan.
Absolutely important, and has to be in the executive summary.
Okay.
How are you going to give those business angels an exit from that opportunity? Because they don't want to be there for the rest of their life. They want to move on to something else.
How much involvement have you seen the angels interact with? So let's say they're investing 40% capital into the business. How much direct involvement are you going to have with this investor?
In terms of the investor wanting to control or have an input to the business?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. They certainly will want an input to the business, and ideally they would have some skills that they could bring to that business. So you might want them to have that input. They wouldn't give you their money in exchange for 30% equity, for example, and then just wait for a letter to pop through the post telling them how their investment is doing. That's not how they would work. They would want some involvement, but they wouldn't, as I say, want to control it.
Okay, so we've covered some ideas on a business plan specifically for angel investors, and then we also have a different type of business plan for what, venture capitalists?
Well, venture capitalists are interested in a much more extensive plan. In terms of the size of it, we're talking maybe about 50 pages here.
Yeah.
And what tends to happen with business angels, it happens in small increments. With venture capitalists, it happens much more in one go. So with the business angels, they would have looked at your executive summary, that have scanned through the rest of the plan, that have rung you up, that have wanted to meet with you to find out what sort of person you are. Mm-hmm. You would be able to discuss it a little bit more detail with them. They'd go away and think about it. It would happen in increments. With venture capitalists, they tend to like to see everything in one go because they are normally organizations, much larger organizations. They're not normally individuals. And they are investing more money, perhaps $2 million to $5 million, whereas the business angels are looking from somewhere around $100,000 up to $2 million, but no more. So the venture capitalists are investing more, they're looking for a larger plan, more of the detail, and they will take bigger steps all the way through.
Okay. Does your service assist, let's say I have a business, and then we find that you find me a match with an angel who likes my business idea, and they want to provide funding to me. Do you know, now, and let's say I meet with them, are you involved in helping, representing me, helping me make sure that all the agreement is sealed and we're both protected? What services does company partners provide that help me, the business owner, and on the other side, the angel investor? How do we know that you're the people who you introduce are credible? Is there any kind of screening process?
Right. Here's something called due diligence, really, that each individual has to do, because it wouldn't be right for company partners to take the responsibility for a whole business and maybe $2 million. And say that this person is absolutely genuine, he will never let you down. That is down to you to do the due diligence on that.
Okay.
What we will do is that we will facilitate things. We will make sure that the people can come together and have sensible discussions. We will be there whenever we're asked to in order to help smooth it along. But we always say to our clients, they have the ultimate responsibility for their own business.
That's fair.
So they must check that the money that they're getting is exactly as they want it, with the terms and conditions that they can accept. and the people putting the money into the business must do their own due diligence of checking out that business and